Good evening, viewers. I am Abigail Carmelim, bringing you the Salesian news across the globe. Leading from the Heart, an educative preventive approach is a book published by the Institute of Salesian Studies in Berkeley, written by Father Alejandro Rodriguez, SDB, the Vice Director of the Institute of Salesian Studies, adjunct professor at the Dominican School of Philosophy and Theology, Berkeley, CA. This book is a guide for Salesians, educators and leaders to improve and deepen their roles through a better understanding of themselves and of educational processes from the preventive system insights. The Zoom meeting of the schools of CIAO, the Commissioned on Education Coordinators of the CIAO provinces, Thailand, Cambodia, Myanmar, Philippines, Hong Kong, Japan, East Timor and Korea was moderated by Sister Tita Pedron, FMA, and assisted by Sister Gia Salvena, FMA, Provincial of CMY. The formation input on the Instrumentum Laboris of Global Impact on Education was given by Sister Sarah Garcia, FMA, from the Youth Ministry sector of the FMA Generalate in Rome. The Salesian Sisters of Philippines and Papua New Guinea conducted a Salesian family met via Zoom to plan the online Salesian Family Vacation Jamboree in November. Father J. SDB presided the meeting. The Provincial House Community of the Salesian Sisters FMA in Philippines and Papua New Guinea ventures into a new livelihood program for the mothers. They started with 2, providing them with the vegetable capital they can sell. Both have returned the capital already and are looking forward to do business again next week. Father Richard Varela, SDB of the Salesian Province of North Philippines, FIN, passed away on the 14th August, eve of the Solemnity of Our Lady's Assumption. The Provincial Office of Technical Education and Skills Development Authority of Kamsur conducted a compliance audit in Don Bosco, Naga of the Salesian Province of Southern Philippines on August 13, 2020. The purpose of the audit is to determine the readiness of the institution in flexible learning in this time of pandemic. The implementation of the health and safety protocols was as well evaluated. At about 14 hours on Friday, 7th August 2020, the good Lord has called himself our beloved 93-year-old Father John Mayong Ding, 1926 to 2020. Confined to a wheelchair for the last few years, in the past few weeks his health had declined and demanded hospitalization. He died in Hong Kong's East End Hospital. Mary Help of Christians in Kisama, Zambia, was able to provide meals to youth in need thanks to a partnership between Salesian Missions, the U.S. development arm of the Salesians of Don Bosco, and Feed My Starving Children, a non-profit Christian organization committed to feeding God's children hungry in body and spirit. The rice meal donation was provided and distributed to the Sisters of the Child Jesus who are working in health centers and have communities with orphans, blind children and people who are albino. The donation was also shared with youth and children who come to the Mary Help of Christians Oratory and Parish. Salesian missionaries in Tijuana, Mexico are still responding to the influx of people needing food assistance during the COVID-19 pandemic, while already stretched thin providing for those who need food assistance in the city. The Salesian Padre Chava Refectory, located at the Salesian Center in the city, provide meals and other assistance to migrants from Mexico, Central America and Haiti, as well as to the homeless, elderly, people with disabilities and those suffering from extreme poverty. The Salesian community at Don Bosco Preparatory is proud that Kevin White and John Castonguay made their first profession as Salesians today, August 15, at the Marian Shrine in Stony Point, New York. Father Francis Karakat of the Salesian province of Bangalore INK has penned 2 books, Journalism, a Manual for Budding Reporters, and Journalism, a Manual for Budding Sub-Editors. Father Karakat, with the University of Kerala Doctorate in Journalism on Ethics in Newspaper Journalism in Kerala, is also the recipient of the Best Inspiring Writer in Malayalam Shillong Media Award 2019 and is an acclaimed author of 33 books. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, the GC28 came to an abrupt ending. Therefore, the members of the GC28 has asked the Rector Major and his council to bring the work begun by the Assembly to a good conclusion. The Rector Major with his council has compiled the post-chapter reflection instead of chapter document. The purpose of these post-chapter reflections is the same, to guide the life of the Salesian congregation over the 6 years from General Chapter 28 until the next chapter in 2026. The Venerable Father Giuseppe Quadrillo SDB, 1921 to 1963, who died at the beginning of the Second Vatican Council, for which he had offered his life, was an excellent theologian and mystic, declared venerable by Pope Benedict XVI on December 19, 2009. His vocational story is a pure and continuous yes to Jesus. From infancy until death, at the age of 42 after long and painful illness. At the age of 10, he had already made a vow of perpetual virginity to Our Lady, the vow to be yours alone and of Jesus forever. He played a role in the dogma of the Assumption, the feast we celebrate today. In mid-August, around the anniversary of Don Bosco's birth, it is a tradition that the groups of the Salesian family present in Ecuador with their councils meet with the Provincial Council of Salesians to share their initiatives and continue to strengthen the commitment to work together in a shared mission. The appointment was renewed again this year, albeit digitally, and saw the intervention and accompaniment of Father Joan Lewis Plyer SDB, delegate of the Rector Major for the Salesian family, on the theme, The Challenges for the Salesian Family after the 28th General Chapter. Thursday, 13th August, a mural dedicated to Don Bosco was inaugurated in the municipality of Coricliano, Rossano, in the presence of the Bishop of Rossano, Cariati. Monsignor Giuseppe Satriano, the Councillor Donatella Novellis, and many inhabitants of the neighborhood. The mural initiative was born within a national project funded by the Con e Bambino Foundation and coordinated by Salesians for Social APS. The mural by the artist Alfonso Caravetta is a message of life and hope which presents some local saints together with Don Bosco, meaning that holiness is close at hand. Today's children receive from these figures of saint an example and an invitation to imitate them in the love they had for others and for the common good, commented Father Natale Carandente, director of the Salesian House in the Coricliano, Rossano, for the occasion. The Don Bosco Salesian community in Bombo, Uganda has benefited from clean energy since the beginning of the month, thanks to the installation of a new solar system with a capacity of 7.45 kilowatt. The installation and activation of the plant were carried out between 3rd and 7th August last by some formators of the Salesian Vocational Training Centers in Bombo and in Palabik and Kamuli to other works that will be supplied with similar equipment in the coming months. The initiative is part of a project initiated by the NGO Jugend in Welt with the support of the Austrian Development Corporation and aims to promote the use of renewable energies with double benefits for the environment and for the budget of the Salesian works. Following a rise in the number of infections of COVID-19 since the end of July, the Papua New Guinea authorities have imposed a second period of confinement in the capital Port Moresby and again closed the schools for 2 weeks. Thus, some students of the Don Bosco Technological Institute of Boroko in Port Moresby decided to counteract the inactivity and frustration already experienced in the first period of lockdown by dedicating themselves to the care of creation. They clean the degraded areas accessible to them, separate the waste by categories, and try to creatively reuse what is still recoverable. That is all for today. Wishing you a pleasant evening. I, Abigail, signing off. See you tomorrow at the same time in the same channel.